It was certainly short, but not particularly sweet. In the end, Matt Renshaw walked away unscathed and largely unbeaten from a daunting hour-long net session that reignited his claims for selection in the first Ashes Test next week. At the start of the week, with selector Mark Waugh all but guaranteeing him a start despite meagre returns in the Sheffield Shield rounds, Renshaw looked certain to be striding out next to David Warner at the Gabba against England. Enter Cameron Bancroft, whose unbeaten 228 on the other side of the country changed the equation virtually overnight. At the same time, Renshaw posted scores of 16 and 1 for Queensland against New South Wales at Allan Border Field. Having been already dismissed, Renshaw was a conspicuous figure in the nets as the Australian pace battery of Pat Cummins, Mitchell Starc, Josh Hazlewood and Jackson Bird prepared for a session of full-blooded bowling. They had rolled the arm over against each other on Monday, but the gentleman's agreement between quicks ensured the dial was only turned up to 8 and the deliveries were full and straight. This time, they would bang more than a few in short once they reached full pace. With high-performance boss Pat Howard and national coach Darren Lehman watching, it was a moment of great intrigue for those trying to guess the final 11 in Brisbane. Renshaw first dealt with Hazlewood and Bird, while a pair of teenage Queensland up-and-comers were subjected to Starc and Cummins in the next net. Afterwards, at least one of them confessed to fearing they would not make it out alive. Meanwhile, Renshaw dug as deep as he could, only being beaten once on his outside edge before moving across to face the music from a duo that will be Steve Smith's chief enforcers for the coming series. Starc was proving an immense handful, but Renshaw played the short bowling well, while keeping out some of the New South Wales left-armers' customary Yorkers. Cummins was also bowling with good pace and looks more than ready to be let off the chain at the Gabba. He emerged drenched in sweat, but potentially with fresh hope of a presence in a home test. Much will now depend on the configuration of the side. Bancroft could easily be installed at no 6, leaving Renshaw and Warner to continue their partnership at the top of the order. While Renshaw's Shield returns have totaled just 70 in 6 innings, he averages 36 through 10 tests, with 350s and a century to his credit. But that scenario would deprive Smith of a bowling all-rounder who could take the pressure off the fast bowling rotation, a particular concern given Cummins has never been involved in a grueling 5-test campaign. Western Australia's Marcus Stoinis has more than a few supporters for the slot should that be either chosen path.